Masachet Menahot Daf Tet Zayin, continuing from Tet Vav Amud Bet, 5 lines from where it gets wide. New Mishnah. Hazevach mifagel etanechsachim mishikachu bekli. If you have pigul intention, you're only making the wrong timing intention from the korban. It can even make the nisachim, the libations that come with it, they can also become pigul from it if it was already placed in the vessel. But if you do the nisachim, it does not make the korban itself pigul. Can't say what's the case. If someone slaughters the korban to eat the next day, who unsachav the nisachim and the korban is pigul. If you had intention to offer the nisachim the next day, the nisachim become pigul, but the korban is not pigul. Okay, Tanumran. Niske behema. The nisachim of an animal korban hayavin alahem mishun pigul can become karet pigul. Matiran lekaret, because the blood of the animal of the korban allows the nisachim to be brought in the bech. Dear Meir, it's according to Meir. I'm Lord Meir. Wait 1 second. They asked for Meir. 1 second. They're not tied in hand like that. A person can bring his korban today and bring the libation part aspect 10 days later. So how can you, what do you mean they're connected like that? Afani lo amarti Emma answered them back. Rameir said, Afani lo amarti no, I'm talking about a case where you're actually bringing it together. I'm really said back to him, is it possible to transfer to another korban? Sorry, it is possible to transfer them to another korban, and therefore they're not going to be considered part of this korban. Where it says, Amarava kasvar meir no, they actually do become established as part of the korban, just like the breads of the korban sudah, therefore they cannot be transferred. Log mitzvah, very similar concept. The mitzvah log of oil. Hayvin love mishum pigul, chayavi pigul, mipnei shadam asham matiro lovnot, because the fact that you're bringing the korban allows it the blood on the being placed in the mitzvah's thumbs allows you to bring the korban. One second, the person can bring the asham today and bring the log oil 10 days later. It's not integral. Malani said no. Case we brought it together. I mean, it says in you could transfer to another one. Same thing. Amarava, because about a mayor, hopefully, no, we're talking about a case over here where we are talking about a case where he holds that it's considered connected like the Lahmet. Okay. No Mishnah, Amur Aleph Tetzain. Pigel bekomes, if someone intended to do bigul intention while burning the komets, but not while burning the levana, or he opposite by the levana, but not the komets. The Meir says pigul v'halan karet. Kol korban pigul in hayav karet. Rachamim say no. En bo karet ay shepeka b'chol matir. You're not pigul. There's no karet unless you have intention for the entire avodah, the komets and levana. Umodin Hachamim would agree that Meir to Meir Menahot Hotem Menahot Kinaot regarding the Siv Mincha and Mincha the Svata, because they don't have any levana. Shem Pigel the komets, because you have intention by the komets. Show Pigul v'Hayin Karet, dear Pigul and Karet. Shah komets who hamatir, because the komets is the only permitting factor in that korban. Shahat Echad Min HaKvasim Echol Shtei Lachat Machar. Someone slaughtered one of the 2 Shavuot lambs with intention to eat the 2 loaves tomorrow. Someone burnt one of the Lechem Panim's Livona to eat the 2 breads tomorrow. Rabbi says, Pigul v'Hayin Karet, Pigul and Karet. I'm saying no, Imbo Karet Ad Shepegel Lachamatir, no Pigul, no Karet unless you have Pigul for the entire permitting factor. Next. Shahat Echad Min HaKvasim. You slaughter one of the Shavuot lambs. Le'achol mimenu l'machar, to eat some of it tomorrow. Hu pigul v'havel kasher, it's pigul and the second one's kasher. Le'achol mehavel l'machar, to eat the other one tomorrow. Shneim kasher, both kasher. Mara Rav says, machlok b'nei Meir Hachamim, shenatan the komets v'shtika b'd'la'almunah b'machshava. When you put the komets with no intention, and then when you did l'vunah, then you had the pigul intention. Okay, since the first part was done without intention, and the second part was with intention, that's why there's no pigul. If you did the first one with intention and the second one quietly, he would say everybody would agree pigul is pigul. Because when a person does something, he's following his first. If he says something quietly, he says something first, he's following his initial intent. And therefore, if he does pigul first and then he's quiet second round, we assume both have pigul. Shmuel Mar says no. Adainu machloket, still machloket. Hamid would still say there's no people. Okay, I thought I'll come back to this I was repeating this. Ezra when I asked the question, when we say that the minha becomes pigul while the comments are not levana, then the kmitza matanically uvelo by the kmitza, placing the comments in the vessel or bringing the comments in the beach. Avavalo hatarabba is coming to burn it. The comments in Levana, Natana the comments b'shtika, but Levana b'shachshvan, he puts the comments quietly with no intention, and Levana with intention, and the comments mashava, Levana b'shtika, vice versa. Mir says, Bikul, Hayan Karet is Pigul and Karet, Hayan Ham say in Bokir Karet, Ad Shefil Bachmatir, Hamim will say there's no Pigul. Tanamiya, we see from here. Natana comments b'shava, by Levana b'shtika, we see from this bright the fact that you put the comments with intention and Levana quietly, Obligi, still not chok, it doesn't make a difference what's first. Mar says, no, but there is different. Ema ukvar matana levana b'shtika meikra. No, there is one case where he's already talking about a case where you already put it quietly. So we're talking where again, like he said before, where the pigul intention is coming second there. Okay. Now there's two problems that answer because hada it's exactly the first case. V'od hatanya aharka. Second problem with that is because the Braytal says one and then another. So that the second case can't be the same case. Where it has Tirgman of Hanina Vishteta. No, some of the case where it's done by two different people. Yani one Kohen burns the komets with pigul intention, and the second guy does silently, or vice versa. So it goes according to when the pigul happened. Tashma. And then we say earlier that pigul intention during the blood can do pigul, but the Mimim had his own blood for the outside of the אבל אני דין על מזבח for the inside מזבח blood, כגון 4 ו-3 הם for the 43 times we put blood מזבח יום כיפור, ב-11 של פרה כהן משיח, or the 11 bloods of the Kohen Gadol's bull, ב-11 של פרה 11 דבר של סיפור, or the 11 times where they bring in the bull for the Kohen Gadol makes a mistake, the bedin that makes a mistake, it is ruling. The halacha is pigel ben berishna ben b'shnia, whether or not you made a pigul in any intention in any application. Ramir says pigul v'hanafet is pigul. Ramir say em v'koret actually pigul chomatir is the entire part. Tamir we see from here pigel ben berishna ben b'shnia ben ashli we see over here. Regardless, doesn't make a difference 1, 2, or 3. But pilgi still machloket doesn't make a difference what number you are. I said no. V'chitima achanami v'shedos. One time over here is two different people. Impossible. Hanichaman b'para aflut mashafar. That makes sense. The opinion that says the Kohen Gadol and Yom Kippur has to do. Can be done by anybody. According to the opinion, that the word par by the Kohen Gadol in Pasuk, it means the Kohen Gadol do himself and not by anybody else. How can you say it's two different people if we know that it has to be according to that person only? Umar says, Marabava says, different answer. Ahmad scheme was Toma, he went to Pigel Barishna, where he intended to do Pigul in the beginning. Then he was quiet, number 2. And then Upigel Barishna, then he again did Pigul third time. That reason because we say what's going on over here. We said before, if the guy they started off with intention, then he's quiet, you go according to the initial thing. However, why would he then do Pigul again? Number 3. Maybe number 2 was not Pigul. Matkif thought of Asher's question. Midi Shataktan doesn't say it was quiet. Elamar Asher says no. How am I scheme with the Markeo over here? He had pigul in number 1 and 2, but not 3. That means now we say Isa the Tach clause that Rishina who said. Now you're gonna say that if a person doing something he has in mind from when he started off, why do you have to do number 2? LMI was must be teaching you. The third one, with no intention, means it was not pigul. Bang bang time 1 second. We didn't say 1 and 2 only. We said either 1 or 2 or 3. Where's this kasha? It's a good question. More. The Meir holds pigul v'han karet is pigul and karet. Mechti now or tamat karet lo mechayev. You can't be chayev karet for eating pigul. Actually, karevu kol matrin. That's the whole permitting factor. The entire avodah is done correctly. Now more like we said, yerat says v'exeter kasher kach kach zevasul. In order to get kasher, in order to be a kasher korban, it also has to be done correctly while being pasul. In order to become pigul, it has to be done correctly, but with pigul intention. It's like the kasher has been all permitting factors, so too with pigul has been correctly all permitting factors. Now, Vahai, in the case of Yom Kippur, Kevin the Hashiba Bethany Paslit. Once he already had intention to do it inside, he already made pasul. Now that he's going outside to sprinkle the blood in the echal. Maya ba'alma the kames, as if he's sprinkling water. Because he's not sprinkling the correct thing. It already became pasul. So how can you say it's bigul if the whole thing fell apart? The whole process already fell apart. Where it says Amar Baba, Mishkah Halak Mitomar case, Barba Aparim Barba Ap Selim Mitomar case of 4 bulls or 4 goats used for sprinkling. So basically, in cases where you have to replace the animals, what in short we'll explain it, is if you have to replace the animals in between each one is considered its own separate unit. So even if something happened in between, there's not pasul with the next one. Okay. If you want to say it was blood of 1 bull and 1 goat. However, the fagulim I say it gives acceptance regarding people, even though it's not kasher for the actual korban. Now, we said earlier there's 43 for Yom Kippur. Vatana Rabim V'Shav, we know a different part that says 47. Where it says Lakash Nasira, ha, that which said 43. Come on, Damar Ma'arim Lakana, that says according to me, we mix the bloods for the horns. It says 47. Come on, Damar in Ma'arim, that says we don't do it. Right? So 47 minus 43 is 4. So one opinion says you add in the 4 horns, one opinion says not. Another opinion says 48. Lakash Nasira, ha. That which is 48. Kimun Damar Shidai Ma'akvin, that's according to the opinion says that to pour the extra blood on Mizbeach is required. So that's number 48. And 47, B'mamar Shidai Ma'akvin, that's according to the opinion that's not required. We'll stop here.